Hi everyone, and welcome to Mellow Flow class of today. So today we're going to work with the back side of your body, including your back and your buttock and the back side of your legs. So we're going to need a piece of wool and a blanket or a thin pillow like I'm having here, so that it can support you in the shoulder stand and plow pose. And big pillows of your choice, blanket and soft blocks. So let's lay down to the floor and bring your butt toward the wall. And let's put this pillow on the floor so that your shoulder will be right at the edge of the pillow. Keep your buttock here and lay down. So if you feel like it's not there, spend time to fix the equipment so that eventually your shoulder will be at the edge and your butt will be on the wall. And put your legs on the wall. Bring your feet to touch and open your knees out and stay here. So you can cover yourself with a blanket. And put your hands onto your belly. Close your eyes. And stay here for a few breaths. Let your heels just come closer and closer to your hips naturally, because the gravity is pulling everything down toward the floor. And then let's make some nice movement. You can swing your knees and your hips from side to side very gently. And stay still when you need to, when you want to. Feel a very gentle hip opening happening here. Try to keep your buttock on the floor. And here, tell your hips to let go, don't hold back. So if we are tight on the hips, we tend to be holding the tension, and lift your knees up. So just relax and let go of your hips. So relax even on your face. And let your whole body relax. And feel the movement. You don't make any movement, but see if your hips is moving, because the gravity will bring everything down toward the floor. So maybe once in a while you feel like your heels coming closer toward your hips. It's very subtle. And at the same time, listen to the feeling inside your thighs and in the groin. Let's slowly get out of this pose. Bring your knees together and step your legs. So your legs are now on the wall, and stay here for a while. So if your butt is not sticking to the wall, it's fine. You can stay where you are, and next time maybe you can come closer. And you don't have to straighten your knees fully. Keep your heels on the wall too, and hang here for a while. So the fun things and very nice also here is that you can actually bring a blanket or a big pillow and put on the top of your feet like this. So you have a little bit more weight. So this leg up the wall pose is a very gentle, restorative variation of other inversions. And it has one benefit that is similar to inversions, that is having your having your heart to bring the blood on your legs back to your heart easier. So as you stay here, you may feel that your legs are becoming numb or tingling. That's because the blood are going out from your legs and back into your heart. So think of how long your legs are, and when you stand up straight, your blood will have a hard time climbing up throughout your legs and go back to your blood. So for now, you're helping it, the blood circulation. And this pose is very good for people who have to sit or stand a lot. It will help you get better blood circulation into your legs. Hey, boo. And then let's bend your knees and turn to one side. So we're going to get away from the wall a little bit. Enough to put your legs on the wall like this. Maybe a bit closer. Keep your hips on the wall, and then bend your right knee, and then put your right ankle on the top of your left knee and bring the hip back down toward the floor. So now it's stretching your right buttock, just like in pigeon pose. But this pose is an awesome alternative for someone who have knee problem or someone who cannot enjoy pigeon pose. So you can stay here in this pose instead. And try to bring your hips down toward the floor. If you feel like your hip is not on the floor, you can come back further away from the wall so that your hips can rest on the floor. So now you can close your eyes and just enjoy this stretch at the buttock of your right leg. So you can touch your own buttock muscles. The glute is very big muscle and it's connected to other muscles around it, like the hamstring and the muscles on your back. So sometimes you feel like you're tight in the hamstring. Not only stretching the hamstring, but you can also stretch the muscles around it, like the calf or the glute, so that you gain flexibility all over the back side of your leg. Keep listening to your right glute. And see if you get any more flexibility here. Maybe not so much today. But let's observe this feeling you're having now. So next time you do this pose again, or pigeon pose, or other pose that stretch this part, you can compare and see if you make any progress then. And let's slowly get out of this pose and change side. So at first you can keep your feet on the floor and move gently. And then we change to the other side. Actually, I think this stretch is so nice and without all the problem that pigeon pose may have on the floor, that I really enjoy staying in this pose. So now your left ankle will be on the top of your right knee. And I can clearly see that my right side is definitely tighter than my left side. I don't feel so much of a stretch on my left side now. So again, here you can touch your own muscle that is being stretched. That's a good way to raise your body awareness. So we are stretching the glute, and it's connected to the hamstring because all your muscles in your body is connected. So sometimes it's not only about your tight hamstring that prevents you from forward bend poses, but maybe it's about the glute and the calf muscles too. Always try to relax your hips and let your hips sink down to the floor. So listen to your body and see if you find difference between this side and the other side. Now after a very long time, I eventually feel some stretch happening in my left side. So try to describe your own feeling and pay very much attention in details of what's happening. And then slowly get out of this pose. You can bring your legs up the wall and you can swing your legs around and make nice relaxing movement. And slowly turn to the side and get out of this pose. Let's sit down to the floor and do the forward bending poses. So I will use my favorite prop, a huge pillow to support underneath my knees. And I will sit on a nice pillow. You can fold a blanket for this. I bring my legs onto the pillow so my knee will be bent and I will forward bend from here. You can hold anywhere that you find on your leg, like your ankle or your feet. If you cannot reach that, I suggest you bring your hand underneath your knee and rest here. But to me, I can hold my feet, so I will start from here. Bring your belly and put it right on the top of your thigh. And imagine you want to put your face into your knee or somewhere in your shin bone. Let's stay here and you are stretching the back side of your body here. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. And every time you exhale, think of bringing your head down. It's like you are curling. You are trying to tuck your face down to your chest. Of course, you cannot do that, but we are curling ourselves that way. And start listening to your body, and it will be telling you about all the tension that it has on the back side. And to me, it's a lot in my upper back and my neck. To some people, they may feel it's stretchy in their lower back, their buttock, or their legs. So again, everyone has their own experience. Listen to your body and try to see which part on your body is being stretched. Whenever you inhale, your body will reveal all the tension and let you know. Try to remain calm and maintain your long, slow and deep breath. Focus on the tight parts on your body. This feeling of stretch is a good focus point. Whenever you inhale, imagine you are bringing more space into that part. And when you exhale, Imagine you are bringing tension away from those tight parts. And then let's slowly get out of this pose. So bring your head up first and sit. There was a lot of pressure on the front of your body. So when you inhale, your lungs was expanding to the back side of your body, and that's why all the muscles on the back has to stretch. So that's when you feel the tension on your body. And now let's move this big pillow away. I'm going to do Bandha Konasana pose. We did this at the beginning of the class with the word. And now I'm going to make the pose a bit different by putting 2 blocks underneath my feet. So you don't have to put your heels close to your groin. Make a comfortable distance for your legs. And you are here already. So we're going to bring your hands underneath and hold the blocks. And forward bend here. So it will be stretchy in your buttock again and somewhere underneath your legs too. So maybe when you start this pose, you're not as low as I'm being here. Maybe you start here. It's fine. You can keep your chin tucked into your chest and feel the stretch. But if you can go a bit deeper, I will let you know what will be like. It's not our goal today, but just fun fact is that if you eventually can bring your head down to the floor, then you can bring your foot behind your head. So yeah, some crazy yoga poses for future reference. But for now, let's just focus on the back side of your body and your legs. Close your eyes. You don't have to put your head on your feet, but just let go of your body, and every time the gravity will take you lower, you just let go. So maybe you can go lower. So in this kind of stretch, it's very relaxing and very passive. You just go to certain shape and the gravity will act in that shape to stretch you in certain parts of your body. So what you have to do is only to let go. So I start feeling the stretch happening on my legs and my buttock, and that's very fine for me. But the hard thing is when my head go lower and my upper back start being very tight. So you listen to your own body and see what change when you inhale and when you exhale, or what happens when you go lower into the pose. One more important thing is that try to relax your face and your neck and your shoulders. It's very easy to store up tension in these parts of our body. And we don't want to store up tension in the shoulders. So tell your shoulders to let go and relax. Get into this sweet feeling of stretch happening at the back side of your body, and have a good eyes on details of where exactly it is stretching. Imagine you are pointing your finger into that part on your body. You don't have to do that for real, but if you want to touch that part, feel free to do so. So you have a better idea of where there are tensions on your body. And let's slowly get out of this pose. Bring your hands behind you. Move your legs. This feels really nice on my lower back and my hips too. So give your legs some nice shaking. And then I'm going to do the Firelog pose, where you stack your shin bones on top of each other. So I will keep my left leg underneath, and I will put my right ankle on top of my left knee, and my right knee on top of my left ankle. So if you start with a gap like this is fine. You can use a blanket to support underneath like this. And then start leaning forward. So you can start with very small forward bend, like here. This is enough for a start. And start feeling it stretching on your left hip, on your right hip. If you want more, you can always crawl your hands more and guide yourself to forward bend more. Maybe you can bring your forearms on the top of your shin bone and stay here. If you feel like this pose is absolutely not for you, you can lay to the floor and use the wall to do the same stretch that we did earlier today. And whenever you feel like you can take more of a stretch, you can bring your hands down to the floor and maybe use a block to support your head. And feel this stretch happening in your buttock on the right side, and maybe in your thighs, and maybe to someone in the inner thighs too. So each person may receive the same benefit of the pose, but our experience is different. Try to understand your own experience. Listen to your own body and get deeper into the pose when you are ready. So if I'm ready to get deeper into the pose, even 1 centimeter or half a centimeter, I will move myself more forward. So the closer your shin bone come to your chest, the more of a stretch you will feel. And here what I observe from my body is that the hip is tight, so it tends to hold back by squeezing the buttock. But what you do is you tell it to let go. Because if you try to stretch and it try to contract, then it doesn't make any sense. So tell it to relax so that the muscle can lengthen. If you start getting very much, use your long and calm breath to calm down. And tell your body that this is nothing scary. You don't have to panic. It's only releasing tension from the hips. And it will feel good when you get out of this pose. Maybe you will even miss this feeling of stretch. So review your right hip one more time and remember this feeling before we go to the left side. And slowly get out of the pose. And change side. So at first let's relax your legs a little bit. Maybe lift your hip up. And now you bring your right shin bone underneath. So you keep your shin bone like almost parallel to the line of the mat. Bring your left ankle on the top of your right knee. And your right knee will be on the top of your left ankle. If you have no gap between your legs, then, or very tiny gap, then it's very good. But if you have a little bit bigger gap, let's put something underneath. To someone, if your gap is like this and you find it really hard to do the pose. Sorry, I didn't say this before. You can do it like this. Or you come back to the wall and do the pose that we did at the beginning of the class. So I assume that you will be here with some pillow or some blanket supporting you. We will start with pushing your chest up so that your spine will become longer. And we start leaning forward. So you can stay in very tiny forward bend like this. It's already stretching you in the left buttock. And when you get used to it and you are ready to go further, you can bring yourself more and more toward the floor. Maybe let's start with bringing your arms on the top of your shin bone. And maybe you can even bring your elbows toward the floor and guide yourself into deeper and deeper forward bend. And here you can use a block or a pillow, but make sure it's a high one to support your head. So the closer your shin bone comes to your chest, the deeper of the stretch you will feel. And this time on your left buttock. So I understand that this pose may feel very much if you are new to it, because I had the same feeling. It was so much feeling coming up from my hip, very annoying. But understand that this is just stretch, so it's not pain. You are not feeling painful, you only feeling the stretch. When you release tension stored up in this part of your hips. Listen to this feeling and don't call it pain. If you think it's painful, your body will react as if it was really painful. It will contract the muscles and get panic. So train your body to think that this is relaxing. This is stress release, tension release. And tell your hip to relax. And if your body thinks that this is a relaxing position, it will release the muscles and it will not hold back. Maybe go a bit deeper when you are ready. Find a new level for your stretch. Listen to all the areas that are being stretched now. Not only in the buttock, but also in the back, underneath the thighs, or in your inner thigh. Recognize them all. Every time you inhale, you will feel the stretch clearly. Every time you inhale, you will feel the stretch clearly. And exhale, imagine you are bringing the tension out through your nose. Close your eyes and stay inside your body. This stretch feeling is a very good focus point to train your concentration. This makes me think of a funny saying that this lovely old man who used to be who was a founder of Factory where I teach yoga before. He said, a stiff yogi is a great yogi. Maybe if you keep focusing on this feeling, you will develop a very good concentration. And then let's slowly get out of this pose. So bring yourself back. Very gently open your legs. And shake your legs. Lift your hips up this way and the other way. So now that's a lot of feeling in your buttock. How do you feel? I feel like I have bigger butt actually, because it's so stretchy. So now I'm going back to the forward bend pose. And this time I'm going to not use the pillow. So I will try to go stretch through my heels over my shoulders. So you can hold the furthest point on your legs that you can hold and try to pull yourself. So imagine you want to bring your face to your ankle. Imagine you want to kiss your big toes. But if you want to feel more, I suggest you can use 1 or even 2 blocks in front of you. So it's a lot more of a stretch now. So you are pushing your feet into the blocks to straighten your knees more, and you are pulling your arms and let go of your head. So we will stay here for about 10 breaths. So you're pulling with your hands and pushing with your feet. And maybe walk your buttock back to make more space. And for the next 10 breaths, feel all the stretch that you are having on your body now. Every time you inhale, it's a chance to go deeper into the pose. Pull more. Imagine you really want to kiss your big toes. And even though your belly is being pressed very much, try to inhale deeply and see that your torso will expand to the back. Let go of your head, and if possible, bring your chin to your chest. Maybe you can even bring your face to your knees. And after 10 breaths, slowly get out of this pose. Whew, so nice. Take a break here. You can walk both hands to the right side and give you a gentle twist. Bend your elbows and try to turn your chest to the back side of your mat. And then walk both hands to the left side and twist the other way. So bend both of your elbows and imagine you want to push your chest down to the floor on the back side of your mat. Okay. And now let's get out of the pose. And we go back to the wall again. So this time I want you to prepare a blanket or pillow like this. So we're going to put your butt in the wall. So let's measure. So I want that your shoulder will be on the edge of the pillow or the blanket. So you measure. So maybe to me, I will just put this edge into the wall and my shoulder will be here. So we're going to do shoulder stand and plow pose. And what I don't want is that the neck is being crushed on the floor, especially the big neck bone that you can touch here. So I'm going to prepare this blanket to make sure that my shoulder is here and my neck will not be on the floor. So I create space for my neck. Let's see if I can be here. So again, I'm going to put my butt to the wall and lay down. So you can see that it's not here. So I will need to bring it out a few centimeters like this. Okay. So now I'm ready to go. Now that the pillow is supporting me in my shoulders and my neck is free here. Right, so let's bring let's bring your feet to the wall and push into the wall so that you raise your hips up and curl your shoulders underneath your chest, so that now your elbows are squeezing toward each other and your hands will be holding you at your hips. Let's stay here in the shoulder stand. A very easy one, right? You don't have to go further away from this one. Take some deep breath. Make sure you are squeezing your arms toward each other. So it's like your your spine is not on the floor at all. You are standing on the big muscles on your around your shoulder blades. And then you can try the plow pose, so you can bring your knee to your face or to your ears, and this is already plow pose. If you want more, you can find your foot to the floor with one foot and then the other foot. Keep squeezing your elbows in toward each other and holding your hands in your back to support the pose. Plow pose is a pose that I find it very hard for me because I'm very tight in my upper back. So So if you feel like this pose is not for you today, you can bend your knees and bring your knees to your ears. This is already plow pose. Going to stay in plow pose for about 10 breaths. And after that, when you want to get out, bring your knees to your face and bring your feet back to the wall again and bring your hips down to the floor. Oh my God, what a hard pose. Many people like plow pose and they can go into the pose very easily, but to me it's very much tightness in my back that prevent me from enjoying plow pose. Alright, and then let's get out of this pose. And lay down to the floor. So away from the wall. Let's go. So let's get out of that pose and go to the table pose and do some very gentle cat and cow movement. And after cat and cow, we will lay down to the floor. Let's lay down on the floor in fish pose. Use one soft block, or you can cover it with some pillow or blanket. And make sure that it will be on your upper back. So I'm going to hold it here and put it in my upper back. And make sure that it's not underneath your neck. So here we are. Very nice here. You can bend your knees and touch your feet together so you're in the diamond shape again, and you can cover yourself with a blanket. You can hold your hands. Let's bring your hands out to the side so that it's stretching you nicely in your shoulders. So there was a lot of stress of pressure on the front of your body when you try to stretch the back. Now relax your belly. Whenever you inhale, feel how your belly is expanding. Let your breath slow down and become even deeper. So when you inhale, the whole front of your torso expand. To me now, I feel like my belly is being stretched and I'm gaining back the space inside my belly after all the forward bending that pressed into my belly a lot. So it's a very nice feeling that you squeeze and then you release. Think of your body like you have blood circulation inside your body. And when you squeeze, you prevent the blood from flowing there. And then you release, and a very strong and powerful bloodstream will go to that part on your body. So all the pressure that we put on our belly in forward bending, back bending and twisting, they're very good because they move the organs, they squeeze it. Listen to all the feeling you have the longer you stay in the pose. If you like this pose, you can stay here for the rest of the class. And you can make or you can slowly turn to one side and remove the block. Bring your back down to the floor in Savasana pose. If your spine is very curvy in the low back, I suggest you put your legs on a big pillow so your lower back can really rest on the floor. In Savasana, make space for your body by bringing your heels away from your hips and bringing your hands away from your shoulders. Feel your buttocks, the glute muscles on the floor. Next time you exhale, just let them melt down to the floor. And feel all the back side of your body is now lengthened, softened, and relaxing on the floor. Feel relaxation going through all over your body. And feel very still on the floor, which means you are not making any movement at all. The only movement you make is when you inhale and exhale. And that happens naturally without any control. these movements are very relaxing too. Scan through your body from head to heels and make sure that nothing is working. Tell everything and observe your body to relax. Then you can stay here for the rest of the class and as long as you want. It's your house and you have all the time you need. So don't be in a hurry. I'm going to finish the class here and I will see you next time. Namaste.